Welcome to our last week on board. Can't believe that it's our last week on board after 8.5 months living the boat life. If I sound a bit croaky, it's because I caught a cold when I was at Disneyland Paris last week with my friend and her son, which was fabulous. I'm not feeling too sick, so it's fine. What we are feeling though is quite cold, thankfully. We've got the fire roaring today because we are well and truly iced in. I should go out and take some video for you, but it's a bit cold out there. It was icy yesterday and there were certainly chunks of it in the canal, but today we can't, not that we were intending to move anyway, but today we definitely can't move. We're actually waiting around today for Gary's sister and family to arrive and off down the pub with them for lunch, which will be lovely. We're hoping to cruise tomorrow. We've only actually got a couple of days cruising left to return the boat, which turns out to be a good thing because we suspect we're going to be frozen in for a couple of days, so probably won't get off until later in the week. The tucks are quite funny to watch, waddling along and slipping and sliding on the water. Our neighbours have obviously throwing them some bread. Oh, here come the lot. So our neighbour behind's tried to move, but I don't think he's had any luck. It was a lot thicker yesterday. But while the top layer seems to have melted a bit, underneath it's still quite frozen. Maybe tomorrow. Oh. Come on, mate, you can do it. I'd probably go somewhere else if I were you. Oh. Great, you found one bit of water, but what are you going to do there?
I'm just going to sit here for a bit. That's it, you break up the ice. You go up and down for us.
Come over here.
And break up the ice.
We're about to leave Braunston. We've just gone and filled up with water and emptied our toilet cassettes. We've been frozen in for the last 3 days, but it's finally thawed enough that we can move today. There is still some ice in the canal, but you see it there. But we're really just pushing it around now. So Gary's doing the expert manoeuvring needed to reverse back from the water point and then get round the corner. Choose a bridge, any bridge. And then we'll be on the Oxford. We've only been cruising for about an hour, but we've decided to call it for the day. Nowhere near where we're intending to get to, but the ice just had its beat. It doesn't look that bad. You might be able to tell from this though, trying to steer a path around a corner as you're cutting through sheets of ice is just not fun. And then we had a boat come the other way that was going pretty fast and just stressed us out as well. So whatever, life's short, more up. So I think it's time for another coffee and to message our boatyard to let him know that we're going to aim to get to where we need to drop the boat off by Friday, but we'll do what we can. It's Wednesday, 2 days before we have to return the boat, and not a scrap of ice in sight. We only managed to travel for an hour yesterday before the ice just was too annoying for us, so hopefully we can get further today. Bye, Captain. Don't want to be rude about a lady, but it's one wide boat. We were just saying, imagine if you're cruising down the canal and that starts coming towards you. I suppose it's hard for us to get used to again. We've been on narrow canals for quite a while. Certainly a lovely looking boat though. It's Napton Junction, where we have been before, but we're just popping into Wigram's Turn Marina to grab some diesel, hopefully. Hanging out in the marina while we wait for some diesel. And just like that, as if the last 8.5 months has been nothing, we're back on the South Oxford Canal. Not only is there no ice, but there's this golden orb shining in the sky. Pretty spectacular day, really.
Blue sky.
You ready to do some locks?
I'll do the locks.
Yay! Did you hear that? I've got that on film. Gary will do the locks. Excellent. Just further proof, me driving in lock, Gary doing hard work off lock. There he goes, that hard-working lock keeper. I said the ice had gone. It hasn't quite. It's kind of weird. There'll be pockets of it like this, and then you'll get absolutely nothing. So obviously where the sun can get to and where it can't. Otherwise it's an absolutely glorious day though. Sunshine, great scenery. What more can you want? Good morning. Welcome to our final day of cruising. He's not really crying, it's just that it's actually quite nippy out here this morning. It's only 10 to 8. The sun hasn't actually risen yet, but we wanted to get underway. We've got about 7 hours to do today, 6 hours to get to Croppity where we're dropping the boat back off. It's a bit of a foggy one. That monstrosity that you may or may not be able to see through the fog is part of the HS2 works. It's certainly moved on since we were here last, 8.5 months ago. Really adding to the beauty of the countryside. A very new bridge that we're going under to get through a very old bridge. Casting my mind back to 8 months ago, I do remember that the Oxford Canal, South Oxford, had quite a few bridges. Thankfully this one is already open for us. So fog is well and truly persisting today. Makes it quite atmospheric. Nothing to see, just some swans casually chilling in the field. Random. filming for posterity what is probably our last lock. And hopefully there's no geese at this one. That's a story for another day. I know to you this probably looks like just another lock. It is our potentially last lock. Out of, I don't know, we've got to finish doing the adding up, but something like 500-ish. Of course, we could be making this whole fanfare and then find that we actually have to go through another lock because we can't find a mooring, but we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. Cruising back past Croppity Marina, where we were moored for a few nights, a mere 8.5 months ago. This is it. Bags are packed. And just waiting for Gary to take the last load of rubbish down, and then waiting for the lovely Molly from our boatyard to come and do the handover of the boat and then take us to Banbury Station, and then our adventure is over. Just like that. 8.5 months, 1,008 miles of cruising, 567 locks, 76 movable bridges, and 1.7 kilos of Branston pickle. An epic adventure by anyone's standards. There were too many highlights to name, but the biggest thing we'll both take away from it was learning to slow down. There's a lot of joy to be found cruising at less than 4 miles an hour, but even more when you moor up and take the time to appreciate where you are and what you're doing right now. Thanks for coming along, and we hope you've enjoyed the journey as much as we have.